Hello, I'm giving you an example draft for project number 2, and I am basing this draft on the analysis that I had asked all of you to do last week about GNC. That is, I asked all of you to create a thesis based on the analysis of the language choices and symbols that GNC used. And a lot of you did very good work. And so what I've done is taken that work and I've turned it into a complete thesis for a complete paper for project number 2. And I'm working under the assumption that you have already read through this short 2-page draft here. I just want to explain kind of the logic of it so that you understand what you will be producing. What we have here to start is the actual thesis itself. And in this thesis, we've got a few things happening. At the beginning, you're obviously introducing the discourse that you'll be analyzing, and you're explaining the topics that that discourse usually communicates about. Then you get into the real analysis. And when I say real analysis, I'm looking at this highlighted language here. This highlighted language, or these highlighted claims, are really the answers to that how question. You're explaining how the language actually works, how the language acts. And so that's really what I'm interested in you creating in your draft. That is, in this draft, you're really doing the first major part of the paper, but I'm not asking you to start looking at other discourses quite yet. What I am interested in is the close analysis that you produce here. And so if you look, that's what I've provided you with. Examples of close analysis of some of the patterns that you've seen when you analyzed your discourse. And so we have close analysis of the faux medical jargon that GNC uses. We have close analysis of the cultural narratives of beauty that GNC uses. And we also have close analysis of this necessity for vitamins that GNC talks about. And so if we look at the first 2 pages, or the 2 pages that I've provided you with, I get an overall understanding of your argument, right? This complicated argument. And I also get specific analysis of some of the language and symbols that you see in your chosen discourse. So this is an example of the sort of thing that I'm looking for you to produce this week. Now, I know that it might look a little bit different given that you guys are choosing amongst a wide variety of discourses, but I hope that this gives you an understanding of the direction that you're pursuing. The takeaways from this are the following. Number one, when you produce your draft, you need to make sure that you're giving me a specific analysis of your discourse. That's what I'd like. And when I say specific analysis, that means that you need to define the discourse and you also need specific examples. And this is one of the challenges because I've commented on your work from last week, but some of you are thinking about discourses where it may be challenging to actually find quote unquote primary sources. I need the primary source. So for example, GNC is the primary source. I'm examining that language. I know that one of our classmates is doing boot camp, and so that student needs to find specific language about boot camp, the language that they can pull off of the website, maybe instruction manuals, real language, real symbols that they can use. Okay, and so if you have any questions about that, feel free to shoot me an email. Finally, when you guys get into analyzing all of your language, realize that you're going to be able to find far more stuff than you necessarily need to write paragraphs about. And so if you just look for every little thing, you may generate a list of 20 plus items, certain language choice, certain colors that connect to symbols, all that sort of stuff. And so the real work starts when you take all of that initial stuff that you found via analyzing and you look for the patterns. Because what I'm really interested in your discourse analysis is that you can really start to see patterns. And if you come back up here to this thesis, notice that I'm highlighting 3 patterns that I've come across in the analysis of the GNC discourse. And so a lot of the work is to get to those 3 or 4 patterns. And then each of the analytical body paragraphs that you're writing concerns one of the patterns. So I have a paragraph about the medical credibility pattern. Or 2 paragraphs. I have paragraphs about the cultural narratives, and I have a paragraph about this necessity. That's the stuff that I'm looking for. So I hope that this gives you a strong understanding of exactly what you need to produce. I've also made one more really short video just under this one that explains how you can put the project together, how you can use the Canvas technologies, and or how you can use WordPress should you wish to go that direction. So feel free to take a look at that quick little video if you're concerned about what you're actually producing. Take care.